What's going on, y'all? Today is Tuesday, May the 20th, and I am preparing for bed, so hopefully I don't look too sleepy or too burnt out or whatnot. It's been a long day. But some of y'all might know I got a 40th birthday on the horizon coming up in about 6 weeks. Probably not going to do anything crazy for it. Not going to do anything super special. And I hate to sound, hyper negative or whatnot, but I just don't feel like I'm in a birthday celebration mood this year. And I know some people make a big deal about crossing milestones like their 40th or 50th birthday, and that's great. And I don't want to take away from anybody who enjoys doing that, but I specifically feel like there's so much more for me to accomplish and to get done. And really, this just gives me time to reflect on how I've used the 40 years that I've been given. And I have come to realize I've probably not used it to the best of my abilities or been the most responsible or gotten the most out of the time that God has blessed me to be here. And with that understanding and that self-awareness, I'm promising to myself that I'm going to do better. I want to jumpstart a series here on this channel, and it's going to probably be hyper boring, right? But it's going to be called The Rebuild, and it's going to be focused on me rebuilding myself from the ground up so I can become the best version of myself heading into 40 and beyond. And the reason why I say it's going to be boring is just because there's so many things I've gotten wrong over the years, and so much I neglect in terms of how I approach my day-to-day life. They say, and I've probably said this on this channel before, but I'm gonna say it again. They say the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And as a relatively self-aware individual, I'm aware that I do everything half-heartedly. There's a lot of great thoughts and ideas in my head that never really come to fruition. I never actually take action on most things that I set out to do. A lot of them are just aspirational. I am a guilty individual of talking about what I'm going to do and kind of stopping there, not actually carrying it through to the finish line, to completion. And I just want to be better, man. I want to be a person who gets things done. I want to get the most out of the next 40 years of my life, God willing that I make it through the next 40 years. I need to get my health together. That means eating better on a consistent basis, eating regularly, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, working out, taking my physical fitness, my mental health, and my nutrition all very seriously. Also taking my approach to career. And when I say career, I mean personal brand, personal endeavors. I've very often on this channel griped about being a corporate stooge, and yet somehow every day I find myself submitting to the corporate world, and I'm super grateful as always, but I really need to take some steps in the right direction of acquiring the necessary skills and the confidence to step out of the box that I've been in for the last I'm not going to say 40 years because you got to factor in adulthood, right? And specifically my life working in corporate didn't start until about 28 years old. So the past 12 years I've been in this box, and I've been shackled by these golden handcuffs, afraid to step outside of the comforts of a bi-weekly paycheck, benefits, all of that. And I need to do something for myself. I cannot sit around anymore thinking and hoping and wishing something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna come to save me. It's my responsibility to save myself and to mold myself and my life into the type of life that I want to have, to mold myself into the type of man and human being I wish to be, and to the type of man and human being that my wife and my children and my friends and loved ones would be proud of. I do so much outside of myself to the point of exhaustion. That's also probably a result of my bad habits, poor sleeping habits, poor eating habits, all of that, poor exercise. But I don't want to be that guy anymore. I want to be different. I want to be somebody who's financially savvy, physically fit, mentally well-rounded, spiritually sound, emotionally invested in the moment, in the future. I just want to be better. And the only way I could think is to break myself down so I can build myself up, to remove distraction. Just think about how much time we waste on a day-to-day basis, myself included, watching YouTube videos and doom scrolling and watching Netflix or YouTube TV or whatever, watching YouTube videos. Might have mentioned that, but we just waste so much time watching other people live their lives, indulging in stories that help us escape our regular lives, so much so that we live in the escapism. We appreciate watching other people live their lives while we neglect to create a life of our own. And it's sad, and I find myself guilty of that. And time waits for no man. We can't get it back. I can't get it back. So this is my promise. This is my declaration to rebuild. I'm gonna pull out all the stops. I'm gonna do things big and small to make improvements in my quality of life, to improve the quality of lives that are around me, my friends, my family, my loved ones, and to just be somebody who I know I'm capable of being before time runs out. I'm not gonna think too much about when to pull this camera out. I'm not gonna think too much about what to film, what the topics need to be. I'll have another channel for that. But for now, it's really about progress over perfection. And that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go forward. No more stagnation. And no apologies. I know this video might be bright. I might be overexposed. I'm just gonna try out whatever equipment I have and try to get this done, and just trust the process and know that I'm gonna grow and get better with each passing video. That's all I got, man. I'm going to bed. Good night. I'm excited to start this new journey starting Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. First day of the rebuild, first day of the new version of me, being more serious about my time and making sure I do right by the ones who rely on me and do right by myself. Talk to y'all later.